Hey, how's it going? This is PK, Pastor Kevin, coming at you on Friday, October 22nd, 2021. Good to have you here. If you're a subscriber, you are awesome. I appreciate you so much. I want to encourage you tonight to not give up when you get bad news. In the Bible, Jesus said, if you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer. It may not come the way you expected it. You may not marry the kind of person that you expect to meet and marry. You may not end up living where you had expected to live. You may not get a career in the field that you got your college degree in, but you will have all that you need. You will receive somehow, some way, whatever you ask for in prayer if you believe. I have 3 people that I know in my life who got some bad news, and things turned out okay. When you first get bad news, like medical test results, or you find out you lost your job, or you find out your son or daughter lost their job, or you have an aunt or a grandpa who has a sudden health condition, sudden medical condition. That happened to me many years ago. My very strong father suddenly was hit by a massive stroke, which rendered him disabled for 6 years. So I know what it's like to have a sudden emergency, a sudden problem. And when that happens, of course, you're shocked and surprised and upset. But things have a way of working out, especially for believers. I have a church member who was told that he had a spot on his kidney, according to an x-ray. They wanted him to go in and get further tests. So he went in and got further tests and on his kidney, and he waited for results. And he waited and he waited, and a week, 2 weeks, a month went by, a month and a week before he got test results. He was walking by faith during the whole time. Now, did he have moments of being afraid and having anxiety? I'm sure he did. But overall, he kept his faith the whole time. The kidney test results came back just fine, no problem. That's why it's good to wait and see before you get too upset. If you get hit with bad news, of course you're going to have an immediate, oh no, this is terrible. That's natural. Even Jesus was upset and full of anxiety in the Garden of Gethsemane. But after you get over the initial shock by the initial news, hold off on getting too upset. I have another church member who suddenly began to realize that she was developing swollen lymph nodes. 3 swollen lymph nodes. And she was told when she had gotten her vaccine shot that that could happen. And first she was told, hold off, just let's see if they go away on their own. After a few weeks, the lymph nodes did not go back down. They remained swollen. So she was kind of worried, So she went into her doctor just this past week. And after getting test results, she also was told, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. Where they're at, it's not a problem. Whew. And she got those test results on her birthday. What a birthday gift, right? So God has a way of making all things work together for good for those who love Him. When you get bad news, when something terrible happens, when a loved one suddenly loses their job, when you have a medical crisis, you get upset because you're shocked, but don't get too upset until you have all the facts. Don't get too anxious or fearful until you know the whole story. In the case of My two church members, they were initially told they had a reason to be upset, and when they got the further medical test results, it was A-OK. Now, what about when things don't work out? What about when the test results come back and they're bad, very bad? My uncle, who is in his 90s, discovered that he had colon cancer. He discovered it because he began to have symptoms. But instead of going in and getting himself checked, he allowed those symptoms to get worse and worse. He stayed home and did nothing. And this is before the pandemic. The symptoms got so bad that he could no longer ignore them. And I won't describe them to you in case you're eating. But he went in on a Saturday and he was told, "Sir, you have colon cancer." And he didn't find out whether it was stage 3 or stage 4, but based upon his symptoms, probably stage 4. I mean, he had severe symptoms, severe pain, severe... Again, I won't describe all the gory details in case you're eating. Long story short, he went in on a Saturday. The next day, Sunday, he had surgery. They took it out, and you know what? That was it. And he's overweight, he's older, but that was it. That was it. All three of these people that I'm talking about have strong faith. The man with the kidney test results, the woman with the lymph node test results, and my uncle who's 90. All three of them have strong faith. My uncle has surgery on a Sunday. He went home later that week. And that was it. I mean, he goes in every few months for his routine test, but he never had any other treatments. And I know some Christians who had cancer, who had surgery, who also had treatments. And you know what? Right now, they're A-OK. They're A-OK. My uncle, that was 2 years ago or more. That was years ago when he had that surgery. And now he's fine. I mean, he's older, but there's no reoccurrence of the colon cancer. Never needed to have any treatments. So I want to encourage you when you have bad news. I want to encourage you when you have a health crisis. It does not mean the death sentence. It does not mean the end. And so just trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, first thing in the morning, before you go to bed at night, before you fall asleep, throughout your day, in all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight. Not easy, not always simple, but He will make your path straight. So trust in Him. That's Proverbs 3, verses 5 through 6. Very well-known scripture. So be encouraged today. You may get bad news. It does not mean a bad ending. You're going to have a happy ending to your story. God has a destiny for you, and it is a happy ending. It is a hopeful ending. God has so much more in store for you. God has great things in store for you. God is crazy in love with you. So when you get bad news about yourself or your mom or dad or your son or daughter or your sister or your spouse, sure, you might have an immediate shock and cry and weep and cuss and fuss, but don't get too upset. Wait. Wait upon the Lord, and you shall renew your strength. God's got your back. He has always had your back up until now. He will keep on having your back from this point forward. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I think in October I'm going to do a few videos called Inspiration from Horror. Since this is October, Halloween month, there are some very inspirational stories about actors and directors who were in scary movies. That's in October, right here on this channel. So thank you for watching. Be blessed. And I encourage you to subscribe to my channel. I do upload new videos all the time. So take care. And if you have comments or prayer requests or praise reports, I want to hear from you down below in the comment section. Thanks so much.